Shout out to Torian for the super chat. Pearly is a giant jar of Miracle Whip.
Where's the miracle at? The only thing I
And
see is a whip, and she got that plantation podcast.
Plantation podcast.
You know what I'm saying? The content colonizer. You know what I'm saying? They out here calling her Suge White of Methro Records. You know what I'm
You
saying?
said they calling her what?
Suge White of Methro Records.
What did you say? She about to go? You said Plantation Platinum, something like that.
Plantation Platinum, yeah.
She about to have everybody's 100,000 subscriber plaque on their wall,
right behind her. Yeah,
we're gonna get a live. We're gonna see what Pearl's reaction to her being an anti-black racist. That's what we're getting ready to look at.
Check this out, right? I haven't watched this reaction yet. You know what I'm saying? But I'm curious, before we look at it, what do y'all think that she's gonna say? What do y'all in the comment section think that she's gonna say? What you think that she's gonna say, bro? If you ask me, I would be surprised if she even touches the quote unquote racism allegations. I don't think she's gonna say any of that.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, she's gonna keep it financial.
Yeah, she's gonna keep it financial. She's gonna keep it about Sa Ra and like how the business is run. I haven't watched this either, so I'd be very, very surprised if she actually touched on a race thing, because in between the Hotep interview and the trigonometry interview, she hates discussing race. She can't. She runs from it. She hides from it. Like she exposes her own self anytime that's brought up. And even in the trigonometry
discussion.
Yeah, even in the trigonometry interview, that was the longest segment, right? Was like the Nick Fuentes part coming towards the end of the interview,
right?
And she was like, "Can you guys stop asking me about this?" You know, and she just like was Karen. Like, yeah, she went full Karen and just tapped out like, "You guys stop asking me about this? Like, I'm gonna, you know." And then they ended the interview there. They were like, "All right, well, with all that being said,
yeah." They were like, they hit him with just talking with trigonometry.
Yeah, just talking with trigonometry.
With that being said,
with all that being said, I guess there's nothing else to talk about with your little goofy butt, you know? Okay, bet. I got it right here. And all right, everybody, here it goes. We're gonna play it right now.
What up, guys? Welcome to the Just Pearly Things YouTube channel. Today, I'm gonna be telling you the truth about Sarah. So
she calling him Sarah.
First off, what's up? His name is Sa Ra. His name is not Sarah.
You know what? I hate to say this. According to them videos that we saw this morning, she might actually be pronouncing his name right.
The way he was busting it open.
Man.
I wish I had those videos queued up of him talking about like how he kissed guys multiple times. He said it happy too. The interview was like, "So you kissed guys?" He said multiple times.
Yeah, he was so proud of it, man. You know what? After we get through with this, I'm gonna put it in the private chat. I'm gonna find the little video, put it in the private chat. Yeah, we could throw a little 1-minute clip of this on the internet, because there should be a 1-minute clip of this that people can just keep hitting that little round circle arrow at the end of after the video and run the views up on.
Exactly. You know, let me put the speed up to 1.5 just in case. You know, we know how she gets down. You know, look at her face. God. Anyways,
no, you serious, man? What? Why would you tell me that? I thought you was my dude. You know what
I'm saying? There's been a lot of controversy this week, and a lot of people have had my name in their mouth. And I just think I owe it to myself to be able to tell the truth. Because at the end of the day, on this channel, we tell the truth no matter what. And I just think that if people are going to talk and talk and talk about me, I have a right to defend myself. I have a right to say what actually goes on.
Okay, real quick, just so you guys know, prior to playing this now, I actually did watch like the first like 1 minute of it, and then Rob called me and then we started the show. But if you watch this in like regular speed, right? You can tell like she's like mad uncomfortable just even making this. And like it's like really like she's really forcing herself to put this out. Like she's this whole situation has made her like really uncomfortable. Like she's completely out of her comfort zone, is my point. You get what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So anyway, let's carry on.
And I'm so tired of these people coming at me for everything. And it's like you can't even tell the truth about anything anymore because people are pandering to their audience.
Who are these people?
Who are these people? Like, you know what I mean? And
yeah, what people? Who?
She won't go into that because if it's race related, she don't know nothing. See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. You know, even though all you do is evil. But anyways,
accuse me of is grifting and regurgitating. You just regurgitate what you hear. You just grift and you're just pandering to an audience. It's like I can't have my own thoughts or opinions without them believing that those are not my thoughts and opinions. On top of that, people will say that.
Hey, Fanteezy bogus. Fanteezy said, gosh, she's aging like spoiled milk.
Yeah.
Only 26 years old, too. Oof,
is it just me, or is listening to her say the word regurgitate and looking at her at the same time hitting a little bit different?
Yeah, it's hitting different. All right.
Yeah.
Spoiled milk.
Ooh, yeah. My stomach's like,
I'm doing this for money. And that it's all about money to me. Where do I begin? A couple months ago, I made a friend in England. And this friend and I were best friends. Like we were literally so close. Her and I would go, like when I first got to England, and this is before the.
How much you guys want to bet that she's black?
Who was that, her best friend?
Yeah, her so-called best friend in England. All she surrounds herself is around by black people, or Africans, I should say. African
Listen,
immigrants.
man, I'm telling you, like that's a.
How much you guys want to bet that her best friend was an African immigrant? I should
It probably was. It probably was. I'm telling you, man, like people got to be careful with that. That's a form of racism too. Like
she was
excessively being around, like it's trust me, that's a form of racism. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, go ahead.
There literally before I had any ounce of fame to my name. And she honestly saw me grinding and trying so hard to get this YouTube channel off the ground, right? So I'm in England, and mind you, I'm alone. You know, my family is in the US. As you guys know, I have 9 siblings, and it's really hard for me in the UK because I really, really miss my family. A lot of people want to know why I came here, and I came here to pursue a pro contract. I was actually offered one in the fall. I turned it down because honestly, the YouTube stuff got too big. But yeah, when I got to England.
She about to make me speed this up like the 2.0. Like, let's come and get to the whatever your good stuff is. We'll get your backstory, volleyball stuff, and whatever, man.
Yeah, she wasn't. First of all, she wasn't struggling to get her like. What is she talking about? She's never struggled in her life. The only thing she's ever struggled through is that interview with Hotep Jesus and telling the truth when it's time to. Those are the only 2 things that she's ever struggled with.
Literally the only thing she's ever struggled with, you know? She struggled with telling the truth, and she struggled with talking to Hotep Jesus.
I was alone. I missed my family. I missed my siblings, and I had no friends, but I made friends with this one girl. And this
we have no friends. You know?
Right.
I was alone. I missed my family. I missed my siblings, and I had no friends, but I made friends with this one girl. And this is back when I just started my channel, and I really didn't have a lot in common with the girls on my team at the time. And I was in a long distance relationship, so it was just hard. But this girl really got me out of that. She was someone that I could talk to, someone that I could be close with.
Shout out to Torian for the super chat. Pearly is a giant jar of Miracle Whip.
Where's the Miracle Whip? The only thing I see is a whip, and she got that Plantation podcast.
Plantation podcast.
You know what I'm saying? The content colonizer. You know what I'm saying? They out here calling her Suge White of Methro Records. You know what I'm saying?
You said they calling her what?
Suge White of Methro Records.
What did you say? She about to go you said Plantation Platinum, something like that?
Plantation Platinum, yeah.
She about to have everybody's 100,000 subscriber plaque on her wall.
Right behind her, yeah. It's going to be Abba and Preach, Lead Attorney, you know what I'm saying? All these people plaques behind her, like an actual record company.
Oh, man.
What we did was we went to France. And I'd never been to Paris before. It was so cool. So we saw the Eiffel Tower, the Mona Lisa, like all the typical France stuff. And she was crying there because her mom had been to France, and it was just like her mom had so much fun going to France, and it was just her dream, honestly, to go to this place. So now fast forward when I started the channel, this girl was in a ton of my vlogs, and she would see me. At the time, I did a lot of random content. So I would do vlogs, I would do reaction videos, and it was just whatever I wanted to do. But I told her I had this idea to start my show. And when I started my show, I thought that it was so cool being in London because, you know, London is the most diverse place I've ever lived. Like, I've been on teams with a lot of different.
Yo, she's killing me, man. I'm really about to speed this.
Man.
Wow. I thought this is called The Truth About Sa Ra, Truth Bomb Episode 1. Like, let's get to the truth already. Like, what are we doing here? Like, she gave us the whole origin story, and it's not even finished yet. Like, we're still going through the origin part.
Oh, my goodness.
Personalities at the time, but I've never lived in a place where I could talk to someone from Italy, to someone from Spain, to someone from Portugal. And it was just so cool. So I was like thinking, we should bring everyone together to talk about relationships. That's the one thing, who doesn't have that? Who doesn't have relationships in common? So, and at the time she had come on my show, this friend, and we were close. She was on the very first show. Fast forward a week or two. She, not a week or two, it's actually a couple months. And this was tough on our friendship because I just didn't have the time I used to. Everything blew up so fast. Everything got bigger and bigger and bigger. And I just genuinely didn't know what to do. I mean, how do you handle extreme fame at 26? There's no book of how to do that. And, you know,
extreme fame is a bit of a stretch. That's a bit of a stretch. You got your nice little career going, and it could be a little hard to handle if it's your first time, running a business.
What I tell you about her telling the truth in the hard time?
Yeah, extreme fame. Like the overwhelming majority of the United States, forget the world, of the United States population has no clue who this woman is at all.
None
whatsoever. Like,
was just saying my opinions, and I would go on my story, and I had a story one day, Instagram story, and it said modern women want to be victims. Now, what was my point of this?
I don't know. Was it a foretelling of this entire situation of you being a modern woman and now acting like you're the victim? I don't know. Like,
isn't that what the modern woman is, according to like their definition? What
she's
doing
exactly
right now?
A modern woman. She's a career-based single woman that doesn't have any children. She is the prototype model woman who's actually Me Too'd somebody.
And she's already hit the wall. Like she been hit the wall. Like I forgot what the time
like literally
frame is
right before she sat down on the couch. Yeah, with her face too. Like she didn't hit the wall. Yeah, just like that. She did just like that, and then turn the mic on and said, "Go ahead and start recording."
She said, "Wait a minute." Wow. Okay.
Brittany Venti on the live stream that Brittany Venti said she had what they call quote unquote naughty stains on her black shirt. You know what I'm saying? It was like right under her chin. You know what I mean? Maybe that was actually like some drywall from when she hit the wall. I don't know.
And shout out to Kid Gravity for the super chat. Kid Gravity said, just paying Tether's Aunt Henry and Prince Shilling 3 and the 3 to Broadway.
Shout out to Kid Gravity.
I kept having girls come on the show and claim they were abused, but had no evidence. And they would say, they wouldn't talk about how their boyfriend hit them first. And they were very deceptive and misleading. And what I realized is a lot of these women want to be victims. It doesn't mean all women. It doesn't mean 100% of women. But a lot of these women don't care about the truth. They just want to be victims. And that's what I was talking about. But this friend took it personally.
You're literally doing that right now. But okay.
And she did it to her coach. Like as soon as she said, like, a lot of these girls come out and say that somebody did something to them without evidence. I'm sitting there thinking, like you.
Like you've talked about this before, like she Me Too'd her coach, right? Like without any evidence.
Yeah, who was a black dude.
Of course, why not? Yeah, why not?
Personally, she was so mad at me, she couldn't stand it, and she said to me, "I can't be your friend anymore after those comments." And I was sad, guys. At the time I was in America, I was collabing, I was doing all this stuff, and she messaged me this, and I was so sad because I had no other friends, and I was so lonely. Do you know what it's like to be in another country where you know no one? And everybody that you talk to is trying to get something from you, especially the more famous you get, because everyone is always trying to get more money from you. Everybody's trying to get more, clout off of you. And it's really hard to see who has good intentions and who doesn't. But this girl was there from the beginning, so I thought she had my back. But it turns out she didn't. Until a month later, she came back and she said, "Pearl, you were right. I'm sorry. I freaked out." And she started to come around to a lot of the ideas that I had. Now, don't get me wrong, she's nowhere near a conservative, and I am nowhere close to a feminist, but it really showed that
this sucks.
How far? I wanted to see roughly how far through the video are we?
This video is 8 minutes and 53 seconds long. We're at the 6 minute and 27 second mark.
Like, so that means that means that what we've done is we've gone through 6/8 of the video, which means that the last quote unquote 2/8 of the video, which 2/8, that would be what, like 1/4. So the last quarter of the video should be something about Sa Ra Garvey.
I
right?
would think so. Sa Ra, aka Sa Ra Garvey,
Shout out to John Gullery for joining the membership.
That's what's up, John Gullery. Shout out to you for joining.
Spam that chat with radiation emoji. Let everybody know where we at.
Yeah, exactly.
Let everybody
know who really runs the show.
Let everybody know where we at. I just play.
Even though we're on opposite ends of the spectrum, you can really work through things and talk about them. Now that we are friends again, everything was back to normal, right? And why wouldn't it be? But there's always that level of, will things go back to the way they were? And for the most part, they did. She started to come on the channel again. She started to hang out again. And then she went on the show one day, and she sat next to someone named Sarah. Sarah. And Sarah.
Okay, so yeah, she's just doing that on purpose then. She doesn't want to call him Sarah. She's calling him Sarah on purpose. Got you.
Was a really interesting girl. I mean, this person came on the show and
wait, could Sarah be an actual person? You think she's just like dissing Sa Ra? Do we got it all wrong?
No, I think she's talking about Sa Ra, and I think the whole story is about. No, I think she's talking about. I think she's talking about him.
Okay, so she is talking about Sa Ra. Okay.
Really agreed with my friend in the beginning, but what was interesting was that now my friend disagreed with her, and that is the truth about Sarah. And that's the story, guys. I know. You might have thought this was just a random story, but it did have anything. It did have stuff to do with it. So yeah, she came back on the show one day. She sat next to someone named Sarah, and that's the story. So that's the truth about Sarah. Yeah, they sat next to each other on the show. So guys, thank you for watching. Like the video on your way out. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll talk to you next time.
Clickbait. Now let me ask you guys something. You guys watch Just Talking with TD and Rob. You guys watch TD Hip Hop Media. You guys watch Tori and Rain.
Hold on. There's a little bit more. Let's see, because I was just looking at the thing to see if she came back. Let's see. It was clickbait, but let's hold on.
At the end, you should do like my bloopers. Today, I'm going to tell you the truth about. I can't do it that loud.
Okay, now we go. I don't need to see no bloopers. But
the entire damn 8 minutes was a whole 8-minute blooper.
The whole thing was an 8-minute blooper.
Yeah.
So she hit us with the clickbait. But we about to clip this up and get our grift on too. So like,
oh
it's
yeah,
cool.
Facts. Hotep Jesus taught me all about that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Hotep Jesus.
Listen, man. Let me tell you something about Hotep. Let me tell you something about Hotep Jesus, man. Because of Hotep, I'm officially embracing the grift and all the grifts of the world. All the grifts of the world. Because he taught me that. Because
you better call me McGriff. That's my new name finna be McGriff.
He openly grifts. Openly. He'll let you know. Like I follow Hotep on Twitter, and there was something going on with Maj Toure and Lupe Fiasco, and they've been going back and forth about like gun control, right? We all know what Maj Toure is about, so we know he's not for like extreme gun control, all that, whatever. But my point is, Maj and Lupe are going back and forth, right? They're going back and forth. And then like Maj is like, well, then let's debate, and not on Twitter Spaces. Let's get it like an actual like platform to debate. And then Hotep went underneath he went underneath Maj Toure's tweet, was like, hey, y'all can I'll host a debate on my platform. I'm trying to get in on the grift. He said, let me get some of this grift.
Right, let me get some.
I'll host it on my platform. Let me get in on this grift. That's
hilarious. That is hilarious. Hey, Hotep Jesus, keep it consistent, man. I ain't mad at him. I ain't mad at him, man. We're gonna get him on Just Talking, man. We're gonna chop it up one of these days.
Yeah, we gotta get him on here. Amy Promotion said, boo, she's a horrible roaster. We need Sandman to get her off the stage. Yeah,
no doubt.
Yeah, so that's what that was. It was a clickbait that turned into like a really bad roast. You know, Sarah, and
speaking of he, check the private chat. Speaking of he.